Immediately, I was tormented when I opened my eyes. I was in such great pain that there was nothing to compare to it. The fires of hell is so hot that my soul was burning like charcoal that never consumed or went out. And the flames of this fire never let up. This fire is so unbearable, and yet I could not die. I kept burning alive to never die again. I realized I will never die again in this place because I am in eternity. I am in eternal death. I am in hell forever. And what I am going through right now will never change. I will always be in this great pain of torment forever. The first thing I saw was darkness, and the flames of the fires were as colors of rainbows. The flames of this fire were coming up from what it looked like molten lava, but it wasn't lava. It was like water, but it wasn't water. It was more like liquid fire. And it was a huge place like a lake or an ocean that was burning. And every time I moved, it stirred the liquid fire even more, and the flames of this fire would rise up higher. But I couldn't be still because I was squirming like a worm on a hot skillet. I was constantly being fried as if I were in hot grease. Sometimes when I moved too much, I would go under this liquid fire and then float back up to the top. It was impossible to swim. It was more like drowning in liquid fire. I did this over and over and over because I couldn't be still. And all the other people in this place were squirming and moving about, causing more waves of this hot liquid fire to flow over me. I was squirming and screaming at the top of my voice. This pain was so great, I can't describe it. The air I breathed, if it was air, were like hot burning gases every time I took a breath to scream. I could see black smoke rise up from the fire in swirling motions. I couldn't see any sky because everything above the flames of the fire and the black smoke was total darkness. The first thing I heard when I became conscious after opening my eyes were horrible screams. It was a constant roar as of lions and bears in the wild. I heard a lot of profanity and people cursing God. There was no laughter in this place. Everyone was in torment. I could hear demons screeching and fallen angels screaming as men. I could hear young and old men and women screaming so loud that hell shook as earthquakes. Once in a while, I could faintly see someone's face, and the faces I saw were so tormented that the look on their faces didn't look human. There was no water in this place, and I had this thirst I've never had before. If I could have only one drop of cool water to quench my tongue for a split second, it would be a great relief, but it is impossible here in this place. There is no water. I will spend eternity with this thirst. The smell in this place is the most horrible smell I ever smelled. I can't describe it. I can't describe this odor. It's an odor that was never smelled on earth. And this odor is so bad, it also burned my nostrils as I breathed it in. In this torment of burning liquid and fire, I was exhausted and I never for a moment rested. It is impossible to rest in a place of torment. From the very beginning in this place, my life kept flashing before my eyes. Over and over and over, it never stopped. I saw all the good and evil I've done while I lived on planet Earth. I saw myself rejecting the gospel of Christ over and over. I constantly hear the gospel of Christ in my mind as I burn and how I turned away from it, rejecting God's salvation. I'm in hell, regretting for not believing and receiving Jesus Christ as my Savior. And if only I had believed and obeyed the gospel of Christ, I would be in eternal peace in heavenly places in the very presence of my Creator and God. Now it's too late. I'm in eternity now. I am in hell. And I will always be in this torment. I will always be in this hell. There will be nothing changed. Hell is forever, and there is no escape. If I had only believed, I would be swimming in the river of life and not burning in this lake of fire. If I had only believed, I would be drinking living water and not have this eternal thirst. If I had only believed, I would be breathing the breath of life and not this breath of eternal damnation. If I had believed, I would have been in eternal peace and joy with my God. But because of my disbelief, I am in eternal torment. If I had believed, I would be hearing shouts of joy and praises to our God. But I'm here in hell, hearing the screams of the ungodly forever and forever. The worst part about hell is total separation from a holy God. Hell is real. Hell is a real place where lost sinners go to after their life on earth is done. Jesus Christ is the only Savior and only way to God. Trust Him today, please.